it's often that these people who have the rights to these ballets will come in and they already have, an idea of the people they want to put in the ballets, and not often is that given to someone who's not a principal dancer, who doesn't kind of fit in this stereotype and mold of what they have seen for hundreds of years. And it was Alexei Ratmansky who was the choreographer for American Ballet Theater at the time. And he was someone that really took chances. He cast me, another soloist, and Natalia Osipova. You say her name.
Natalia Osipova. That is beautiful. I love when you talk about Ratmansky in that.
And he wanted to give opportunity to someone that he saw that had a fire in them, and that was me. The process was grueling. It pushed me physically and artistically and emotionally, and got me to this place that I'd never had been as an artist. Also physically, at the same time,
Did you become that firebird?
Beyond. I look back at the time and I think about the process, and I was going to mention my injury because I think that was also a part of just getting into this headspace that I look back and I was like, wow, that was a really crazy time. And you imagine Black Swan and the film Black Swan, and the idea of like what happens in an artist's psyche, and I feel like that's where I was at with Firebird. But because I felt like there was so much at stake, I'm dealing with what I would later find out following my performance in New York City of Firebird, that I had 6 stress fractures in my tibia, and I ended up pulling out of the season and didn't dance for a year. But we had invested in reaching the communities that wouldn't otherwise come to Lincoln Center and come to the Metropolitan Opera House. And that night that I performed Firebird for the first time in New York City, it was a sold-out house full of Black people. We'd never seen that before. I remember this little Russian woman who had known throughout my career. She was cleaning, backstage at the Met, and she came to me and she said, "Misty, is this your family out there?" I said, "Well, maybe."
I was just with Nile Rodgers. He says we are family.
We're all
family. There we go.
But I just thought that was hilarious and just so indicative of that they not used to seeing that audience and that support from that community coming into the Lincoln Center, because they saw themselves represented and reflected in that space, and it completely changed the audiences we were seeing come to support American Ballet Theater and come to my shows from that night forward.